What city were you in?
New York. New York.
Were you in the green room?
Yeah.
That's green room's tough.
Yeah, it was dribbling the ball in the green room.
I forgot about that. All right, Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Listen up, new customers. Bet just $5, and when your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets right away. Just download the app and use code TEAM3. The crown is yours. What a crew we got. we got a bunch of stuff to get into. I think that my first thing with you three, you guys are obviously boys. When did you all first meet?
Shit, last year.
So do you
when they got here.
You had no interaction. Did you have any interaction before?
I used to watch him play when he used to play in France, so I knew who he was.
I didn't know that.
And then I met him at Combine. So yeah.
So you watched him at Metz?
So when he was at Metz, and I was playing in France in Chalon. So I used to watch his games and stuff like that.
What'd you think?
I mean, super athletic wing, great defender, gets downhill.
What were your critiques?
Chill.
I want to start with just some background with you guys, because I know it with him already, but just the sort of growing up stuff. So what was it just sort of like being a kid coming into your own basketball wise in Switzerland? It's Monte. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Monte. That's pretty good. Just really, my dad was a coach. My brother was always my teammate. My mom was at every single game, and that's just, have fun playing basketball, really.
So he played, obviously. What was your guys' family? What was like the family process of staying there? Like, why'd y'all decide? I mean, Switzerland is, I don't know if you guys, Switzerland is nice as fuck. Like,
it's really nice.
I get
what
you would say, but it is kind of interesting with your background to stay.
So my mom's from there, born and raised there, whole family's there. And then my dad played professional there, and he met my mom and decided.
And that was that.
That was it.
And then what was in terms of going to play in France for high school? Like, what was that?
It's just better basketball, better opportunity, just being in a better structure, and just to get better.
What was the comp? What was your? Because I always think about with like, I mean, we'll get into this. We've talked about it a little bit. Like, obviously, the different parts of France are different. I mean, they're different in every way, but basketball-wise too. Where like Paris, the Parisian basketball scene is going to be a lot different than Bordeaux, or than So how was it for you guys?
To be honest with you, I had no clue. I was just a kid from Switzerland going to play in France. A whole bunch of guys coming from all over. And I don't even know.
What was Bordeaux like?
Well, I grew up like playing basketball in Bordeaux for 2 years. Then I moved to Toulouse. But it's like mostly like a rugby, soccer city. Not so much of like a basketball city.
I'd say, and wine.
Yeah,
it's like people who go there for wine. And,
yeah.
Well, we talked about this before, but I feel like my question always with you guys, with anyone growing up in that area, is like even choosing basketball versus choosing football, choosing soccer, being like with the institutional pressure of like, this is the thing that everybody in this country cares about. You're the most athletic people in your group. What was that process like? I mean, we've talked about it before, but I'm curious again, even thinking about it now, like for you thinking about that.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to play soccer at first, but there were no more spots. I was late. So I just started basketball like that. And I loved it. So I kept going.
I mean, I feel like you would be good at any sport, just the way you are. Yeah, but like, do you think if there was a spot and you had really locked in, that could have it's kind of interesting. What if?
That's a good question. But when I was playing like with my guys, in the streets and all that, I was pretty good. I was like one of the best, ain't gonna lie. So if I was playing for real, I think
I could the skill set. It's like the skill set. It's a total like fumble for. Think about like PSG's. Like imagine him just as like a left back.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Did you guys think about? I mean, your whole family played hoops. Like, did you think about anything else, or was it always like?
Nah, like I feel like I never chose a sport. Like there was just hoops around me, and I just no rugby, no. I mean, I was playing soccer like at recess for fun with my friends, but then it was just basketball most of the time. Was
your family, because everyone in your family played? Obviously, your brother. Like, was everybody crazy competitive growing up?
I mean, yeah, but my brother was older than me, so like we weren't really like competing for much. He was just always beating me for real.
Like in terms of like what you learned from him, thinking about that experience, like was there anything in particular that kind of helped you on this path?
I mean, yeah, a lot of things I learned from him, like just his seriousness. Like he took it very serious at like an early age, and like me growing up and seeing that, he just like motivated me, I'll say.
Had the Real experience happen, and then what'd you think about it once you got there?
Yeah, so like I played a tournament when I was like 11 in Spain, and we played against Real Madrid, and then they got like in contact with my dad after that, and we went to do some tryouts. Went well. I went there for like 2 years, and it was a like cool experience. It was hard at first being away from home. I was like 14, but I feel like I like learned a lot of new stuff. Met Tristan over there, so it was fun.
Did you think about anything like that when you were growing up?
Not really. I mean, I took it serious when I was like probably 16, 17. That's when I started to realize that I could be really good. And yeah, before that, I was just having fun, you know, so I was not even thinking about going overseas and stuff like that.
Have you all seen any of the recent NBA stuff with, I mean, Real's part of it, but there's like, they want to bring the league over. What do you think about that in general?
I don't know.
I don't know.
For me, when I grew up, NBA was always an American league. Like, it's, you know, Americans, and you have to go to play in the United States to be able to be in the best league in the world. I have no clue how it would be organized if NBA was go to Europe. So yeah, we'll see. I have to say.
Who'd you watch growing up?
We had those highlight tapes.
Besides him.
So it was mostly Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, all those guys.
Did you take was there anyone in particular you're like, I mean, obviously, I kind of like don't like the question like you model the game after one person because everything's like a hybrid. But was there somebody in particular you look at just when you're growing up from a workout standpoint that you would watch?
Well, right now or before?
No, when you were younger.
To be honest, not really, because the people I was looking at, I couldn't do what they were doing at all. Like Vince Carter, I always wanted to dunk like him, and it was like, just no way. Like I don't have that. That's not me. And then I watched Allen Iverson a little bit, but again, it's a whole different skill set. So I like watching them guys play. I always wanted to do the same move they were doing, but I was just so far from it. I was like,
This is like this very kind of dumb specific question, but like how accessible were the games? Because I just even know this with the time change, bro. It's like it's hard to. Yeah, you're not watching West Coast games.
You're not watching East Coast games unless you're deciding not to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah,
on Sunday you could watch a little.
So you just would watch clips and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like in a weird way. I mean, they're obviously the league's doing a good job of bringing the games over there and stuff, but in a weird way that might be good too because you get to kind of establish your own thing. Like you don't need to be so like, oh, I'm locked in on. Because I always think, like we talk about this a lot with some of the younger guys, like there's probably something weird of growing up and it's like you're playing against your idol. But if you like don't have an idol,
I mean, you do look up to these type of guys. It's just that you also watch different type of basketball. Like you watch EuroLeague, you watch the French league. So it's just you could see different stuff and not always watching the same type of gameplay.
How did Miami come to be?
I had a couple good games. My last year in France, and then the person that was working with me before that is not my agent. Just put a video of me on Drafts Express, I believe, something like that. And then I got a call from Coach Hell saying I had a scholarship.
Was there anyone else who called you, or that was it?
I had conversations with a couple of schools like Xavier, LSU, with Cody Topper actually. But I never got to visit because I was in season playing with pros. So
you were kind of like in terms of the decision, like is it? I mean, honestly, it's Miami. It's a little bit like and it's a great sports school. Obviously, they shout out to them. They almost won the other night, but like it does feel like a little bit of like if you got to make a decision and you're not going anywhere, you got to just pick a location. Like that might be.
I mean, the location is definitely fire, but also like the way that it was set up, everything is close. I could walk to the gym. It was like a 2-minute walk and. Everything was just super easy. I like the people there, and
so we got an extra mic. What about you had a crazy? I feel like you had a crazy journey all over the world post Real. Like, what was the process of all that?
Yeah, like post Real, I had an offer from OT in Atlanta So like that went good. I went there for like 2 years. It was like way different from what I was used to in Madrid. Like it was more around like you being better as a player, like a lot of skill work, a lot of like one-on-one workouts. And then I wanted to like go pro and play against grown men. So the NBL was like the best offer I got. And it went well too in Perth with the Next Star program. So that was fun.
What was that? It's always interesting talking to, we've talked about this a little bit, even with your experience, but like when you were in Perth, how old were you?
18.
So it's like you're 17, 18, and you're with grown men. You're with physically grown men, but then also guys who really know how to play. That adjustment in terms of even how you kind of like mentally were able to sort of control that. What was that process like?
Yeah, it was definitely different. Like I feel like it was still like a serious league when I was at OT, but like going to the NBL is like you're around guys that have been doing that for a long time and just seeing the way they carry themselves like at practice and everything, like it's different and it makes you like lock in, honestly.
Did you have moments, not like moments where you're like, oh, fuck this, I'm gonna quit, but you have moments where you just would like you're pretty far away, physically pretty far away. You're in this thing where everybody is kind of beating you up there. Did you have moments where you could sort of feel yourself like almost hitting like a breaking point where you feel like you got tougher in retrospect because of it? Because it's real. It's like real life. You know, it's not the experience where it's like you're just going in and dominating everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like some games where I was like kind of like down, but I had to like adjust, you know, like it wasn't the same as in OT where I could just play my game. Like I had to play backup rotations at the 5. So it was like definitely a little frustrating at times, but I had to remember why I was there for.
What do you think in terms of when you were able to make that? Was it at Mets, like when you made that jump?
Yeah, it was. Because, I started the year, I was playing with the younger guys, under 21. And then when I went with the pros, it was a big change. Like I had to adjust to a lot. Physicality was crazy. I mean, it was not that hard too because I had great teammates, so they were really helping me and all that. But yeah, it was pretty tough at first.
Is there something? So I have to say, the only 2 people from Mets I know are you and Victor.
Yeah.
And I actually saw him this week because I was in San Antonio this week. But like, you guys are very mature. You're just like very mature, like human beings in general. Forget sports, forget anything, just for your age. Is that like the program, or is that a weird coincidence? Like it's an odd thing where like I don't think I would tell you if you were immature. You know what I mean? But I just wouldn't say it. Like you guys are kind of wired in a certain way.
I think playing with old guys too, playing with grown men too, when you're like 17, you got to grow up faster, you know? So, I learned a lot in a short moment. So, yeah.
Also, I feel like some of that, like the Olympic experience too, is like you start getting around it enough and it becomes like learned behavior a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
In terms of you coming out of the draft, was that like, at what point did you know? Because that's a pretty crazy jump too, to be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to college. I'm there for like 2 months, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to NBA.
No, for sure.
I mean, obviously during the season, the mock drafts come out. You see your name on some of them. You see it pretty high. Some of them you're not on it at all, so you don't really know. But then, as I was talking to my agent, he was telling me the intel was really, really good, and it was a good chance for me going first round. So I talked to him right after the season ended because I wanted to focus on finishing the season. But once I had that conversation with him, I don't think the door for the NBA stays open forever. So once I heard that I had a chance going first round, I said, I mean, there's no reason why I shouldn't take my chances.
Is it sort of a similar thing for you in terms of coming out?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of like my goal when I went to Australia.
It's not the same. It's not the same story.
But that was still my goal. Like when I went to Australia, I was like, I'm trying to, make it out in 1 year, and yeah, it happened.
What was the draft night like for both of you?
It was long, to be honest. For me, it was very long.
Where were you?
I was 24, so I probably got back to my hotel room at like 2:30, 3 a.m. and I didn't even like party.
What city were you in?
New York. New York.
Were you in the green room?
Yeah.
That's green room's tough.
Yeah, it was dribbling the ball in the green room.
I forgot about that. All right, so what was did you at any point where you're like, I'm going out of the first round?
To be honest, I had a couple teams that I had really, really, really good feedback in, and it was kind of my floor. And they didn't pick me. And then I was like, oh.
Who? Which team?
The team was Milwaukee, actually. Had a individual workout with them that went pretty well. Had really good feedback from
I wonder
them.
if they could. Never mind.
Hey,
And then after that, I was like, oh, I guess we're gonna have to see.
Yep.
And I was happy to get my name called.
That's a good 2:30 walk back to the hotel. You're like, long night, but you.
I was happy.
What about you?
Well, it happened.
Quick
It
night.
happened fast. I was like, I mean, I knew I was kind of like going number 2, but I still didn't exactly know. So like, it was some pressure around like if I was gonna be number 1 or not. And I feel like after the number 1 went, I kind of knew I was.
So this is an interesting. This is a good
pressure.
This is an interesting question though, because I feel like Paolo had a version of this. It always is one of those things where people start putting a lot of stuff out, a lot of like fake stuff out right before, and the fans get all crazy because they don't know what's going on or whatever. When you're living it and you're in this thing where you're like, you probably know you're going in the top 3. You know, it's not like you're not necessarily gonna drop crazy, but at the same point, there's a difference between going 1 and going 3. Are you like, give me all the information, or are you just kind of like, whatever happens, happens?
I mean, I'm definitely like, whatever happens, happens. But like, even though like it's not that big of a difference, like, you know, like it's like 2 different cities, 2 different like outcomes. So it was like still pressure, I would say.
Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. The NBA right now is a must watch. Every night someone's going off. But DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, knows the game can change in an instant. One bad landing, one awkward step, and suddenly your bet's in jeopardy. And that's where early exit comes in. If your guy goes down in the first half, you still get paid in cash. Richie, as always, on DraftKings Sportsbook app this morning, tipping this Thursday morning. I was looking at some of the team futures. They seem to update this very frequently. It's one of my favorite things to look at on the app. There was an interesting team future today for play-in performance. Play-in team specials, obviously, for the playoffs. Any play-in tournament team to reach the second round of the playoffs, minus 200. Any play-in tournament team to reach the conference finals, plus 200. Any play-in tournament team to reach the NBA finals, plus 550. Any play-in tournament team to win the NBA finals, plus 1,300. I find that interesting in the Western Conference, where you have a bunch of teams, Denver, Houston, Lakers even to a certain extent, who are dealing with crazy injuries. And we've talked ad nauseum about how good the West is. And so it feels quite likely that we're going to have a pretty good team in that 7 spot. And so I don't know that it will be Denver, as they've, managed the storm pretty well. But Houston, for example, Steven Adams just went down. Is certainly a team that could win the NBA Finals if things bounce the right way. So that is a future that I find to be quite interesting with the unpredictability of the West. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TEAM3. That's code TEAMTHREE. Bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bet if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. What was your DC, both the team and then the city, kind of like thought? Like basically once you're like, all right, I'm going to the NBA. I know this is happening, but now like I'm coming here specifically. What was your thought about both like the current team, but then even just like the organization overall and like the history and everything?
My first thought was I'm joining Bub and Alex, so I'm going to be with 2 other rookies. That's going to be fun. My second thought was I'm going to make sure that I'm going to try to have a roster spot. Try not to play in the G League and play in the NBA as much as possible. And then once I got here, I got to talk to the organization. I felt really comfortable with the people that were here. I think they were really honest people. And I knew I was going to get my chance. So
did it feel, and this is the thing we've talked about before, but like we're going to sort of get to some of the current stuff, but like the cool thing about being on a young team is like everybody gets to have that grow together versus like you can be in certain situations, where it's like, oh, we got to win the title this year, or like other situations where like the team might not even be that good, but it's a bunch of vets who are a little like angrier and you kind of have to like fight through that a little bit and the ego of that versus like this is a young team where everybody can kind of grow. Oh, I actually have 2 questions for you. My first question for you is, what did you sort of think / know about these guys before they got here? But then even in that first run, getting to know them in terms of like Like you're joking. Like we always have this thing
Be
about
honest.
like the vets. Like you're definitely not a vet,
Yeah, I'm definitely.
you did know more than them going into this experience, you know, and so that passing that down.
Yeah, I mean, I knew a little bit about them before they got in the league. More about Alex than Kyshawn, but I thought Kyshawn he was doing a lot better like end of the year. So I was watching a little bit of mixtapes and all that when I saw that he was there were a possibility that he was coming here. And now they were really good players, you know. When they got here, I saw the work ethic and all that. I was like, yeah, this gonna be fun, you know. And yeah, you can tell like today they're doing the things, like they're playing really good. And happy for them, happy for us because we're gonna have a bright future.
Yeah, the core is crazy, and we'll talk in a bit about some of this. I mean, so all three of you guys have, you know, both playing great, and then it's also like the future is so bright. I'm curious, Alex, because we're going to get into some of the stuff this year about how good you've been over the last couple of months, but the summer league game, the 0-15 game, both that experience then, and then even like looking back on it now, or not even when I'm being like, when you like, did you feel anything, or you just like, whatever, it's basketball, like fuck it?
No, I mean, honestly, so like, yeah, I mean, I definitely remember, like, I remember that game, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I could feel myself like being tired. Like, I was like, damn, like, I have to score. Like, I was like, I have to find a way. Like, I can't finish the game with 0. And like, every quarter was like passing, and I was like, damn, like, I'm even more gassed now. Like, I'm dead tired. Like, I can't finish. And like, it felt like I was like putting a lot of pressure on like that game. But then after the game, I kind of realized it was just one game, but he took like it was a big thing on like social media and stuff. So like it was definitely something.
Also, like it was the summer. You know what I mean? It was like, I get it if this is like game 5 of the first round of the playoffs or something, but it's like literally it's the most irrelevant actual game ever.
That's it. Yeah.
No, yeah.
They were
I
doing
mean,
so much.
yeah, people were like doing like about one game, you know, like it's a game, you know.
How do you guys, this is a good question, I think, for not to be like, okay, you speak for everybody your age, but there's a thing in pro sports, all across any pro sport, NBA obviously we're talking about right now, but just like with social media, with instant reaction, with the like, you have a bad week and everybody is like, you suck, fuck you, we want to trade, whatever, bench you, trade you, da-da-da. Like, how do you even like manage the diet of like, you don't want to be like totally off the grid where you don't know what's going on in the world, but also like, it can't be helpful for you to look online after you go 15. Like, there's no way that's going to be a beneficial thing for you.
No, it's crazy. But you see it. You just see it. Like, either way, you're not even trying to go online and see it. Like, people are going to text you, stuff like that. So you can't do nothing about it for real. But yeah, at first, it kind of like, damn, you're like, damn, I really got to do better and all that. But now you're like, yeah, people are just crazy. You know, they just, all those parlay and stuff, they wilding about it. So yeah, you're not even worried about him.
What do you think?
No, same. I feel like me having that happen to me in summer league, like it kind of prepped me for whatever happened during the season. I already knew like how it works, like how people instantly react, and kind of like stay off of that and not like put too much, I would say, like pay too much attention to it, really.
Do you have anything you've learned?
I had a little bit on Miami, to be honest. They have, you know, pretty good fans there, students. Obviously, you got a betting going on over there, but yeah, just definitely. I think it motivates me in a way because it's like I know like I need to do better, and I play for also the fans that are watching. So just making sure that I realize that some people are just talking like crazy, and sometimes I actually play bad. And you know, I mean, fans are here to watch people play well. So
yeah,
I think it's also like finding the balance where it's like not taking it personal, but realizing that sometimes you need to play better too.
We always sort of talk about these, like it's become like a cliche, but it's also interesting. And I think I've talked about it with you before, but did y'all have a like, welcome to the NBA / like?
I want to hear that.
I got dunked on by Precious Achua at home on the break.
How early?
I can't remember how early it was, to be honest, but it was kind of my first real like poster.
It wasn't early.
Yeah, it was pretty late.
It was like mid-season.
Yeah. Mid-season. But it's kind of like my real like first like poster, like somebody actually dunked on me. It was in front of their bench too. They called it N1. I think that was it, really.
Do you have one?
Like the first time we played the Celtics, our first game, like Tatum hit like 2 step backs on me while I was like playing good defense too, and like I was like, I'll probably say that was my welcome to the league moment.
Well, so that's a good. So we've talked. I remember the last time we did it we were talking about a bunch of stuff like this, but you brought up, it was super interesting because we were talking about Jalen Brunson and his footwork, and just being like that's less of like somebody dunking on you and more of just like you realize how good the guys are, where it becomes a thing where it's like almost like just watching the technical skill of an opponent and being like, I don't care how you've prepped for it, it's at a different level. Did y'all have anything like that?
We played, that was late season too, but actually we were playing Atlanta against Trae Young, and Bilal got subbed out, so I had a couple possessions where I had to guard Trae Young, and I felt like there just wasn't much I could actually do to, prevent him from getting to his spots. If I got too close, he was too quick, and I couldn't, touch him because he would create a foul. If it was too far, he would just shoot the ball. So it's kind of like, I was kind of like in a gray area where I didn't know really what to do to be able to, stop him. So I think that was one I was like, yeah, it's a different level.
Well, I got good news for you.
He's on our team now.
Did you have anything?
Well, to me, it was the same thing. Like guarding Tatum, like I knew that in Australia, like if I guarded someone like that and they went into a step back, I'm probably like blocking their shot. But he made it. So like that was surprising to me and kind of like made me realize, it's another level here.
Have you had something recently?
Recently?
Absolutely not. Have you not seen something?
Recently? Nah, this year I've been better. My first 2 years were crazy. Like, oh my God. Those guards like De'Aaron Fox, Jalen Brunson, yeah, all those guys, man, they were crazy.
But it's hard because they
yeah, 55, yeah.
I feel like you get put in a spot where, like I was saying before, I was like, it's like, all right, just ball, you gotta go out. You gotta go deal with that.
That's it. It's like one day I guard like Brunson, the next day it's like Banchero, then Giannis. It's like, damn. I gotta adjust, man. I love it, man. It's really fun.
Do you feel like somebody who we were talking about someone recently was talking about just the way that defense has changed in the league this year with just the refs don't get fined, but like the refs going back and forth with just even how they're calling fouls in terms of like how people are approaching like individual defense this year. Do you feel like you've had to change anything?
Not really. I've been able to like touch the guys a little bit more and they're not calling that much. So yeah, I like I like it that way because you're really able to play more physical and all that. But yeah.
Oh, I think you're still leading the league in blocks. Have you changed anything? Shout out.
No, honestly, no. I just felt like I'm getting some that like I wasn't getting last year. I feel like that's it, really.
We were just talking about like the way that he's had to sort of like approach his sort of difference strategically, defensively. You've had a great year at doing everything, just across the board. You think he's had a great year?
Of course,
man.
What do you think the biggest difference is?
I think just me like getting my rookie experience, knowing what worked for me and what I had to work on, and also just me being like stronger and more fit, like just to play the games and be able to like play through contact more and be more physical.
What have you seen
from him?
Yeah.
I think he knows exactly what works for him. He knows when to attack, when he could get an advantage. And yeah, like he knows, when to absorb contact. And he knows that he's also tall. He could just shoot over people and not much they could do about it. So once you really understand that, you have, the rookie experience, you know that you're going to get your shot off. And now it's just about making it.
What have you seen from him?
From Key, he got a lot better too. He got the ball a lot more too this year. Last year it was more like JP and all those guys. But now, he's bringing the ball up. He's able to create for himself. He's got so much better. I mean, this summer he's been working a lot, so like you can tell he was definitely going to come out and be different.
It feels like, I mean, with all three of you in different ways because you do different things, but like the decision making has been way better, even just more decisive and everything. Is that just like reps?
Definitely. Watching film, reps, and also being more comfortable with knowing what works for you, knowing what you got to get better at. And, when you play that many games, and you watch that many games, you watch film, you recognize the schemes, you recognize what teams like to do, where the ball has to go. And then the more reps you get, it just becomes more automatic.
What do you think?
Same, yeah. I think it's reps. All three of us, we got like the ball in our hands quite a lot during the games. So like, I feel like that's just gonna make us better, like knowing what to do. Like when Bilal drives it, he will get better just by the reps he gets. And I feel like that's all it takes for these reps.
With like film in particular, I'm curious your perspective on this. Have you changed anything? Like, have you learned anything? Obviously, you're going to learn specific things from the film you're watching, but have you changed your own approach to film work at all?
Yeah. I think talking with Khris too, Middleton, like he told us a lot this season. He was like, whenever you watch the film, just watch like your teammates' reaction when you take shots and all that, and you can tell that sometimes, you're forcing shots or you're not making the right play. And I just watch all of this stuff now. So it helps a lot, you know.
What are you guys looking forward to most with Trae?
Going out there and hooping, really.
Yeah.
We all know what he's capable of, and I'm just excited to get out there to be able to, you know, have his game add to our game and make a nice mix.
I'm so excited, man. Real point guard, great playmaker. Everything gonna be easier for us. Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be fun for you. It's gonna be fun for both of you, but it's gonna be
them laws gonna be crazy.
Great fun for you.
He's also he's such a showman. You know, he's so fun. Talk about the fan experience.
Entertainer.
Yeah, it's like he's one of those guys who it's like every other night he'll pop up and do something crazy.
Yeah.
And you're and it's going to be fun having that experience. Obviously, you had the experience against it, having that experience with him. Do you all feel like with the French guys around the league or people, like, is there a thing where there's a sort of whether they play for the national team or not, do you feel like there's a bond, or is it a little bit like there's a lot of them? So
I mean, I'm not French, so that's a dumb question.
Well, I have a follow-up on this.
But I feel like every night we're playing a new French guys. So we're definitely creating something between us. And in the summer you see each other. So even the like nights before game we do dinner, stuff like that. So
Are you doing Team Canada?
Yes.
Is there any? Are you like? Could you be able to play with them?
What do you mean?
On Team France? Like, were you like? Because technically, you could you went to high school in France.
Yes,
Like you could probably figure it out.
I don't have the papers to play with the French national team. But if you're asking me if I have the level to play with the French national team, I would say
I'm asking both.
It's not the question.
I'm saying like,
can I play legally? No, I can't.
Because what I'm saying is, objectively speaking, if I was in a position to decide who to play with in 28, I think there's an argument to be made playing with them is
better.
By the way, Team Canada is great too. I'm not hating on Team Canada. I'm
If
saying
if you want to win,
I'm not going to jinx it.
I like
win
this.
what?
play with Team Canada.
All right.
What do you all think in terms of like you've lived this a little bit longer than these guys have, but and obviously you three have it, but like with building team culture in general, you mentioned like the dinners on the road. Like we've done a bunch of these apps with like the Thunder, for example. They're winning now, but they haven't always been winning. They've been able to turn this into this because of this culture that they've built. And so I'm kind of curious, like what you say now, even to like the younger guys next year, like what kind of thing, what are the little tricks you sort of learn to build that besides the on the court stuff?
I'll say just stuff we go through, like tough games. I feel like that's really like what pulls us together, like tough nights. That's like what makes us stronger as a group. And then just bonding, like we just spent so much time around each other, whether it's on the road, at practice, that like we have to bond.
Yeah, even off the court, like we be shopping together, going to dinner together and all that. So we're just like building something real.
I'm always curious, like I guess Khris is a vet. CJ was. In terms of the experience of like the importance of guys like that too, who have like been through it. Do you feel like that's a thing? Like, do you even have guys around the league that you'll talk to who maybe aren't your teammates, but that you would lean on for advice or anything like that?
To be honest, not necessarily, but I think the biggest thing with Khris and CJ before was that stability. Like they've been through like championship season, they've been through bad seasons, and like they're just steady. Like they know what it's like. And they know that regardless if you win by 30, lose by 30, you got to come back with the same mentality and the same work ethic the next day. So just having that consistency and those habits, you can lean on them for that for sure.
Do you have anything like that?
Well, I lean on my brother a lot, but same for like learning from Khris, CJ, and all like the guys that be in the league the long time is like just their habits. No matter like how the game went, you can just see like on an off day what they do, like how they think the game is also different.
Are there anyone who's like particular habits that you've been able to pick up on, that you've been able to like not copy fully, but even just be like, they do this particular thing so well? People used to always say this about like Ray Allen. Like shooters would just watch the different things that Ray Allen would do. Is there anything like that that you've been able to pick up on that you just admire and kind of try to make your own?
At first, when CJ was there, when I was watching him work out, it seemed like he was always shot ready. Like he would get his shot off at any time. He didn't need to, he wasn't standing before he caught the ball and had to dip and then go up. That type of stuff. But if not off the court, is how Khris takes care of his body. He's always making sure that he covers, checks every single box that he needs to do, whether it's cold tub, hot tub, sauna, treatment, stretch, warm up. He just makes sure that his body is straight before he steps on the court.
Yeah, I was definitely about to say that. Khris, yeah, sometimes you got to rush him out the locker room on the way games because he's trying to get home. But nah, he definitely going to take care of that body, yeah.
Chill.
Do you have anything?
He's going to be mad. He's going to say he's going to be mad, bro.
They're going to cut that out. Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. What are you doing tonight at 5 Eastern? Because if you're betting on the NBA, that's when DraftKings puts out their best offers. The daily 5 p.m. drop is a DraftKings exclusive, Star Power Hour. Limited time offers built around the night's biggest stars. DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and they're known for dropping special offers around the league's biggest moments. The triple-double threats, the late game closers, the players who can swing a night in 5 minutes. Open the DraftKings app at 5 and claim tonight's offer. Once it's gone, it's gone. Richard, is your winner special on the app today. We're taping this Thursday morning. Season-long special, conference to win the NBA Finals. They also have a division odds to win the NBA Finals. But conference to win the NBA Finals, Western Conference minus 400, Eastern Conference plus 300, generous to the East. First-time NBA Finals winner, Nets, Hornets, Pacers, Clippers, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Pelicans, Magic, Suns, or Jazz. No minus 1,800. Yes, plus 950. Timberwolves fans, take a look at that. Definitely have a team that can get there. So rest of the group, not so sure. But that will be an interesting one to track as their particular season goes on. They've been playing great recently. Ant obviously has been on a crazy burner. So we will track that throughout the season. Star Power Hour runs now until All-Star Weekend. Same time, new stars. Don't check late. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TEAM3. That's code TEAMTHREE to claim today's Star Power Hour. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. I was thinking about this when we were even just kind of looking at some of the video and the stats and everything from the last couple of weeks. We talk a lot about like the January wall. And like when you hit, it's like this, it's a long season. It's different than college. It's different than all these other things. And like even guys who've been in the league for a long time, they hit that period of like, we're not at All-Star yet. We're not at playoffs yet. So it becomes like a slog. Y'all been playing great. So it doesn't feel like that's been a thing that you've hit necessarily. But have you learned lessons in terms of that kind of thing, in terms of just like the length of the season?
To be honest, last year, it didn't feel like we hit a rookie wall actually. It felt that we actually stepped over it because, as the season went along, we had more opportunities to play and we, took advantage of those opportunities. So I can't really say like I felt like there's a wall, but there's definitely times in the season where it's like, there's a lot of games. January is 17 games in 30 days.
Yeah.
I would say the thing I learned and that keeps me straight is just, keep my head down and make sure I do what I have to do every single day to get better. And that's, I think, my way to get through stuff is just like, it's another day, yes, but you got to make sure that you're doing it with, intentionality.
What do you think?
I think my first year, I hit the rookie wall at some point. I just got tired. Like my body was, I just was not feeling like myself. But yeah, I learned from it. Talk with the vets I had, the vets I got now, and yeah, I feel like it's just a thing. It's just mental. Just go out there and hoop now.
Team goals, I think, are obvious. If you're doing personal goals for the next 3 months, not like stats, but just like things you want to keep your sort of own, you know, like the momentum going, the kind of like the role you've been on going. What are you looking at for yourself?
Just keeping, try to keep establishing myself as a leader of this team, whether it's offensively, defensively, making sure that I have the right mindset and the right energy every time I step on the floor. I think if I do that, it's going to translate in numbers. But at first, I have to have the right mindset and making sure that I hold my teammates accountable to what we're trying to do as a, you know, Wizards organization, and, you know, make sure that we go out there and we play the right way.
Have y'all ever had? When we did an episode, we were talking about Steph in the Olympics last time. Have y'all ever had a moment? And this could be not even NBA. This could be at any point, just in your basketball careers, because you guys have had these different trajectories. And this doesn't have to involve you personally. Have you all had like a just what the fuck wow moment where you just have either been on the bench or you've seen it and you've actually, because you've now, even in this short amount of time, have seen so much, you know what I mean? Where you've seen a shot, you've seen a piece of athleticism where you just have been like, you go back afterwards and you're like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
the shit on sharp dunk.
I was about to say the same thing. I don't want to put it out there, but that shit on sharp dunk at home was kind of crazy.
It felt different.
It was kind of crazy. Like on the spot, I was kind of just like not thinking about it, but when I saw it again on film, I was like, yeah, that was crazy.
Insane.
It's cool.
Insane.
It's been cool to sort of like talk about each of your trajectories, just obviously, you know, coming from different places and getting here. And it's funny because we can do these over the years and it's like, the team's just going to keep getting better. And it's, you know what I mean? It's that part of it will be fun to track as well. But if each of you were sort of to look at like your draft night, it's 2:31 in the morning. You find out you're coming here. Your draft night, it's whatever, 8:06. You're done. Like where you were then, and then like where you are now, like sort of like the biggest thing that you've just learned overall about the experience.
Consistency is the key, and I would say to myself that I was doing the right thing. I just need to keep my head down and keep going.
I feel like I've learned so much about like, I would say like the work ethic, what it takes really like to be a great player in the league. I mean, I'm still learning, but I would say, yeah, like it's just all about the work really.
Yeah, definitely. What you do on and off the court, gonna definitely translate on the court. So, yeah, just gotta keep your mind right and do the right things.
I guess it's a good way to close.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.